Hello everyone, I'm your favourite degenerate, Cursed Valor, and I want us to talk about something that's been causing me no end of sleepless nights, something that's been fueling my potent Adderall addiction, and has had me travelling the world in search of the ancient answers in temples and lost ruins. What will Yuji become? And before you run into my comments like a fucking gremlin, well Mr. Cursed Valor, Yuji will become stronger as the story—
Shut the fuck up!
I'm talking on a more grander scale, or perhaps a more subtle scale depending on your perspective. I'm talking, what kind of person will Yuji become in the future chapters of Jujutsu Kaisen? So, for some context, the protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen, Yuji Itadori, has already grown and changed drastically from how he was at the start of the series. Initially, when the series started, Yuji was a pretty chill and normal kid that was just kind of living his life. But with every new chapter, a sort of insanity grew within Yuji, all the way to the current chapters, where Yuji is nothing like he used to be. Now, he's far more distant, downcast, and gives off this subtle sense of bitter spite towards not only cursed spirits, but to himself. A journey that is exactly replicated by Black Clover fans. Getting to the point, if Yuji can change this much in what a lot of shonen fans would consider a pretty small amount of time, then what's to say that we won't see even more drastic changes in his future? And that's what I wanted to talk about today, so stay with me just a little bit longer.
Hey, you still with us?
Now, fair warning, this is purely just my own speculation slash headcanon. If you think that what I'm about to say is completely out of the question and I should go and actually read the series, then you're completely valid in saying that, since it's all just theory. And for those that stay, don't worry, I know how to talk about a series I've never read. I used to be a Dragon Ball fan. From what we know so far, Yuji has been on a path of the machine, so to speak. He is transforming his own conception of himself into that of a cog, a part of the machine that is Jujutsu sorcery, a simple gear that when turned, kills curses, and he views his own purpose as simply that gear to be turned over and over until his death. This is what Yuji views himself as, and following from this, we could look at his future in two separate ways. One is the continued path of self-repression, of Yuji denying his own value and humanity in pursuit of becoming that which can kill curses most efficiently. If Yuji decides to continue down this path, he will stumble into this downward spiral of self-loathing and self-disdain, making himself completely unidentifiable from earlier chapters of the series. Yuji will have to sacrifice what started his journey in the first place, his grandfather's wish for him to die surrounded by others. If Yuji continues in this unrelenting pursuit of quite obviously vengeance, then he's going to be consumed by it. He continues to pursue his hatred of curses. He may end up pushing his friends away, Megumi, Choso, Gojo, Wazowski, and Yura. Ultimately, he may become what he truly despises most, Mahito, someone repulsed by curses and a complete disregard for anything other than their destruction and torture. At the end of this path, Yuji's similarities to Mahito will not only be vast, but borderline identical, something that may have even been possibly foreshadowed already in the Shibuya incident. But there are other ways that Yuji could— I just knocked my phone, wow. But there are other ways that Yuji could turn out. For instance, what if he overcomes the self-repression? What would Yuji look like at the end of that? A big idea within JJK's story that is not hidden is that Yuji's destined to die. A lot of the story has been implanting this idea into the viewer's mind, and it's so obvious that I actually highly doubt that's what Gege actually intends to do. A major reason JJK's events even happen is that the chains of fate were broken. And I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say that maybe Yuji is destined to do the same. Now, I know you are a smart person and can see through my bullshit, so this might be a major copium, or I might be a complete genius. Possibly the former, definitely the latter. I think that with all the foreshadowing of Yuji's demise, Gege will subvert this expectation and have Yuji come to realize that the nature of a Jujutsu sorcerer is one of perpetual insanity and violence. I think that in some way, Yuji will come to understand the world far more than any other sorcerer in history. Remember that Kenjaku, presumably the smartest man in Jujutsu Kaisen history, thinks nothing of Yuta Akatsu, a special great sorcerer. but has great expectations of Yuji, not something that is earned lightly. This is after Kenjaku's other expectations have been proven to be too low as well, given the failures that were the death paintings and how he views them. So with this, it leaves us with a single question. Why? Why does Kenjaku have these great expectations? I think it's precisely because of what he has observed before, that being the possibility to change fate. Kenjaku wants more than anything to create something he cannot control. So how could he control something that not even fate can? I think this may be one of the messages that Gege will try to deliver onto us, that fate can be changed. Now, I will admit, this is a pretty optimistic look at the future when it comes to Yuji's life. This same message can be delivered and Yuji still die, but I think that the message is much better delivered if he lives, in my personal opinion. But what else could Yuji become? Well, actually, a lot of things. Some less plausible than others, but still possible. Like, for instance, Yuji becoming the villain of the story. It's not uncommon for protagonists of series to become the antagonist of it, but what makes it a possibility in Jujutsu Kaisen is the fact that Yuji progresses toward becoming this destroyer of curses. He actually becomes quite similar to Ryomen Sukuna, who only lives for a single purpose, his own happiness. I've talked a little bit about Sukuna before and his character, and if you want to learn more about that, then a link will be in the description. It's a good video, and you should check it out after this one. I lied, it fucking sucks. But to sum it up, Sukuna's main reason for existing is to pursue his own happiness. After all, only his pleasure and displeasure exist, and Yuji is actually steadily progressing towards this as he becomes more soul-minded, more focused on only existing for one purpose, the extinction of curses. He becomes more like Sukuna, who is the strongest user of Jujutsu sorcery to have ever lived, precisely because of this mindset, a mindset that has burned away desire and only exists in pursuit of a single thing. I believe that the future of Jujutsu Kaisen has many twists and turns in store for us, but the one character that I truly believe will change how we view the series more than anyone else is Yuji Itadori. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, then please subscribe. Like 90% of you are not subscribed, and come on, you know you can't live without my elegant British tones. So drop a subscribe so you can see when my next ASMR video comes out and you can fall asleep again. Also, consider liking the video since that boosts me in the algorithm and you want to see me succeed. For those of you that made it this far into the video, comment Kenjaku had a braingasm. I promise that I will see it. I'd like the comment. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.